All right, boys and girls, we're reading The One and Only Bob by Katherine Applegate. We're starting at page 100 right now. Title is Enrichment. We're almost to my favorite spot in the park. The great thing for me is that one corner of Gorilla World just juts up against Elephant Odyssey, the area where Ruby lives. A low stone wall separates the two spaces, and there's a moat on the elephant side. The sections connect like two slices of pie, and my secret spot is right at the center, where I can hang out with my crew. Ivan and Ruby both have access to indoor habitats, which is great when the weather isn't cooperating. The indoor space for gorillas ain't bad. I call it the Gorilla Villa. It has tons of ropes and hammocks and branches to climb. Humans watch through a thick wall of glass while the young gorillas run around like kids at recess. But whenever Julia and I visit, we can almost always find Ivan and Ruby outside. We trudge up a little rise, though it isn't much of a hill. We live in a pretty flat part of the world. From there, I can see just about everything. The park, the parking lot, the creek. Far beyond that, every now and then, I can even catch a glimpse of the ocean. My secret place is a little hard to get to, right near the keeper's shed, nicely hidden by trees and bushes. Under a big magnolia tree, there's a bench shaped like a gorilla holding out its arms. Julia likes to sit there and draw. Sometimes she does her homework, which smells like frustration and a hint of eraser. Whenever I visit, Julia props me up on the stone wall that separates Ruby's world from Ivan's. Visitors can't see me, and the keepers pretend not to see me. If they caught any other dog there, he'd be out in a heartbeat. But Ivan and Ruby and I have a history. I make them happy. I'm what you might call enrichment. At the park, they try to keep the animals engaged with surprises and challenges and changes to their environment. That's what enrichment is all about. The gorillas get watermelons to demolish and boxes to hide in and markers for drawing. The elephants get sprinklers and flavored water and elephant-sized rubber balls. Not exactly like a day of the real jungle, of course, but the keepers try as hard as they can to make life interesting. For Ivan and Ruby, I'm the ultimate enrichment. I'm their best pal. Title, Walls and Bad Guys. Julia takes me out of her backpack and I settle onto the wide stone wall. It's my fave place on the planet because it means I can see Ivan and Ruby, but I also kind of hate it. Walls will do that to you. There's Ivan. Ivan being Ivan is a mellow kind of guy. Takes the good with the bad, only gets angry when he really needs to. When I complain about the walls at the park, he says, walls keep the animals in, but they also keep the bad guys out. Of course, gorillas don't have a whole lot of bad guys to deal with, elephants either, so humans step in to fill the void. Dogs, sometimes it feels like we have enemies galore. Everyone wants a piece of us. Humans treat us badly. Cars really have it in for us. We even get beaten by coyotes, which is kind of like having your cousin invite you over for dinner, then inform you that you're the main course. Although I'd probably just be an appetizer. Anyways, after those 27 years stuck in the mall, Ivan is one of those glass half full kind of guys. When it comes to the wall surrounding him, glad to be with others of his own kind, cared for by smart and loving humans. I'm more of a water bowl of power, half empty kind of guy. Every time I leave Ivan and Ruby, I'm painfully aware that I can leave. Ivan's address is Gorilla World. Ruby's is Elephant Odyssey. And me, I guess my address is the same as Julia and George and Sarah's, 1249 Hinman Avenue. I mean, of course it is. I've been living there a whole year now. It is. And yet, sometimes I still wake up at night and think, gotta find shelter, gotta find safety, gotta find somewhere to belong. Guess I don't want to get too comfortable. Next title, Gift. Once I'm in my spot, I don't have to do a thing, because Ivan and Ruby always know I'm there. Gorillas and elephants have great schnauzes too. Also, I pride myself on staying extra fragrant. It's a gift. Title, Ivan. Ivan gets to me first. Bob! He walks up the hill. Knuckle runs, actually. And he looks glad to see me as I'm to see him. It seems like I've known Ivan forever. And yet every single time I see him, I feel kind of odd. He's so powerful, so huge. Like this magnificent silver mountain that just happens to be my best buddy. "Hi, Ivan," Julia calls, waving. He cocks his head and makes a soft belch, which is a gorilla for I'm happy. Maya calls out to Julia from the door to the gorilla's indoor space. Maya's a zoologist, which is a hoity-toity way of saying she has a thing for animals. It was Maya and a lot of other good folks who helped get Ivan and the rest of the mall animals moved to better places. Julia unhooks my strings and gives me a stern look. "No funny business, you," she says, and then kisses me on the head. "And stay out of sight." Ivan sidles up as close to the stone wall as he can get. "I was worried you wouldn't be able to come by today," he says. "Weather and all." "Another hurricane," I say. "It's freaking everybody out." Above me, magnolia branches sway, leaves rustle and shiver. Even the trees seem uneasy. "What's new?" Ivan asks. He lies back in the grass and wriggles contentedly, scratching an itch, no doubt. "Not much. Had a weird dream last night." I pause. "You were in it, and me, and Ruby, and Stella, too." Ivan gazes at the darkening sky. "Stella," he says. "Now, there was a great friend. Classiest elephant you'll ever hope to meet. The best, I agree. I miss the old gal." We fall silent. "All good with you?" I ask after a moment. No point in dwelling on sad stuff or bad dreams. "Kenyani's getting on my nerves a bit. Ivan do this, Ivan do that, but she means well. Kenyani's Ivan's lady friend. Girlfriend, I've never been sure what they call it in Gorilla. Kenyani doesn't really approve of me. She thinks I'm a bad influence on Ivan. I like to think she's right. Ivan is 400 pounds of pure power, but Kenyani is 400 times scarier. Trust me, I've seen her in a bad mood. I've also seen her teeth. Make mine look like toothpicks. Ivan and Kenyani don't have kids, but there are a bunch of baby and juvenile gorillas hanging around. They call him Uncle Ivan, and he puts up with their antics. Ivan's always been a good sport. If I had a gorilla toddler hanging off me, I'd be tempted to use my toothpick teeth. Topic: marriage. Ivan and Kenyani are a lot like George and Sarah as far as I can tell. They grumble, they cuddle, they help each other, they tease each other. Sometimes it looks pretty nice. Still, in all, when I smell love, I almost always smell worry. Seems like they're tangled together so tightly they'll never unravel. There's a reason I avoid all that mushy stuff. One big difference I have noticed between the two couples, Ivan and Kenyani enjoy eating bugs off of each other. George and Sarah, not so much. Next title, Tiny But Tough. Ivan always seems like nothing scares him. Not even Kenyani, who scares the heck out of me. On the outside, I suppose that's how I look too. Tiny but tough. But inside, well, sometimes no matter how hard I try, I can't find that guide to save my life. It's like he's cowering in some corner of my heart. I hate it when that happens. I hate that I'm not the guy my friends think I am. The guy the world expects. I keep waiting for things to go bad on me, worrying that my nice, tidy little dog life will blow up in my face. I think George is a worrier too. He'll get up in the middle of the night and head to the kitchen sometimes. His old slippers scuffing on the wooden floor. Always hear him. Always join him. When he opens the fridge, the light spills out like maple syrup on a hot pancake. Wonderful scents drift my way. Leftover meatloaf, stinky cheese, expired yogurt that someone might as well eat, and it seems like the dog is the safest bet. The smells rain around me, and yeah, my tongue starts hanging out, and I nudge George's PJ'd leg. "You can't sleep either, huh?" he'll say. Or maybe, "I can't tell if you have insomnia or just a very acute sense of smell." Both, actually. I wait. He usually makes himself a PB&J with banana, which is good with me because the crusts are where you really get the fun chew factor going. Now and then, after we eat, we sit on the back porch and George scratches my ears, especially my right ear. It's my favorite. I understand his worry, I think. George works hard. His wife was really sick for a long time, and he loves his daughter so much. Sometimes when Julia climbs on the school bus, I watch George watching her. All that caring and concern is painful to smell, especially the briny scent of the stray tear he'll flick aside with the back of his hand like sea spray. More than once, George and I have dozed off together. That's the best kind of snooze, if you ask me. Good, warm, safe in someone's arms. Sleep. Next topic, not talking. Often when I'm with Ivan, we don't bother talking. We just look out at his domain. at the green grass and crazy babies and their swaggering juveniles and the hard-working females. And we think of nothing and everything. When you've been through the worst with someone, you appreciate the best. That's why sometimes when he says, "Hey, Bob," it's enough for me to say, "Hey, Ivan," and then we just listen to the palm trees rustle and watch the sawgrass sway. All right. Next topic is Brave.